Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Megan Rankle and I want to thank you all for joining me today. Today I'm going to be discussing a little bit about my presentation on the Leadership Challenge and how this book has affected me after reading it as a class and kind of like digging it, taking it apart, really diving deep into it. I want to talk about how I've grown from it, things that I can work on for myself as a leader, and things that have impacted me. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so A Leader in My Eyes. So before I read this book, I knew basic knowledge of what a leader was, what a leader should be, things that they should have, qualities that they should possess, and for example, they should be trustworthy, they should be a likable person, and they should be able to get others to follow them. They should be a good, clear speaker to get their vision and point across. And to me, this is what really made a good leader. And so after reading this book, I realized there's a lot more that goes into being a leader than what people think. It's really not as easy as just volunteering and being like, yeah, I'll be the group leader. It's actually a lot of hard work. And a lot of things, you have to take into account a lot of things. You have to take into account people's feelings, people's views, other people's vision of what maybe whatever project that you're working on could be. But as a leader, you have to take everybody's thoughts and everybody's opinions into account and really just be able to make the best decision for the group as a whole. And I think that's kind of one of the biggest, scariest things as being a leader, is you are making decisions that affect every single person in that group. And it's kind of a lot on your shoulders. So basically a little bit of overview of the book. Personally, I grew from this book because it made me, again, realize the depth of what a leader is and what it entails and the things that they have to do to be a good leader. I've learned the 5 practices, of course: model the way, inspire shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. All of these work hand in hand together. What I've learned specifically from this project is the importance of the 5 practices, how important it is that they all kind of balance each other out, things like that. Credibility as a leader and clarifying values. I think credibility as a leader is very important, because if you're not credible, nobody's really going to believe what you say or want to listen to what you have to hear. Most impactful, clarifying values. I think it also is very important as a leader to clarify your values and what you stand for, because there will be some decisions maybe one day that you'll have to make that might come into conflict with your values. And so as a leader, you really need to share with everybody in your group your values and what you stand for. Leadership practices. Model the way by clarifying values has impacted me the most. So modeling the way as a leader is very impactful on me after reading this book, because it makes me realize your values are what affect your everyday decisions in life. So what you value is what you are going to spend most of your time in. So if you're not valuing what you're leading or who you're leading, then you're not going to probably be a pretty good leader. The ones that resonate with me the most after reading this book was encourage the heart by recognizing contribution and inspire shared vision by finding a common purpose. Encouraging others is so important in a group, because if you're not telling other people what great job they're doing, they don't think that you see them. They think that they're just doing a bunch of work and you're just being a leader. So it's really important to encourage them, because it makes them want to do better. It makes them want to keep doing what they're doing. And it also lets them know that they're doing the right thing. So inspire shared vision. By finding a common purpose is very important as a leader, because of course you as a leader have a vision of what something should look like or what your project should be. But if you don't get others to kind of see your vision or kind of want to be a part of that, then you're probably not really going to accomplish much. So it's important to take others' visions and try to entail it into yours. Try to incorporate them so that they feel part of something. The most valuable of the 5 practices to me is encourage the heart and challenge the process. Again, encourage the heart because it feels like we're never as encouraged as we should be. We should always be telling people, good job, well done, just making sure that they know that we see them as a person in the work that they do. Challenge the process. I feel like as a leader, if you don't really challenge those around you or challenge the process that you're working through, then you will never really understand how much you can handle or the things that you can accomplish, because you could be just doing the bare minimum and getting by, but if you don't ever challenge that, you'll never really know if you could be doing more or doing better. If you never challenge those around you, you will never know your limits or what you could accomplish. So I think it's most important that you always try to challenge yourself and others around you in a healthy, good way. Future growth. Specifically, after reading this book, I want to grow as a leader. I've always thought of myself as a good leader when I'm in a leadership role. I've always known that I have specific qualities that a leader possesses. For example, I know that I am personally a very good self-motivator. So when I don't really want to do something, I'm really good at talking myself into doing it. So that's good. I think that by reading this book, it's really opened up my mind of the reality of how much more there is to being a leader and how truly great a leader one could be if they really studied. I feel like we don't really take into account studying and reading more. Like Dr. Kirkpatrick said, I don't remember who told him this, but he was saying that the greatest leaders are readers. And so that really stuck with me. I actually wrote it down in my book right here. And so the greatest leaders are readers. And so by reading, you learn what it is to be a leader. You actually learn a little bit about yourself and how to be better in different areas that you think are weak. Which exemplary leadership practices do you want to learn and grow in? Personally, I know that I'm a little bit weak in these areas. After reading this book, I didn't really realize it. I thought maybe just being a leader, and again, anybody can do it, but to be a good leader, you need to have all of these qualities. Enable others to act and inspire shared vision. I think it's really tough for me to get other people to follow me because it's like I don't want to make people do stuff they don't want to do, and it kind of goes in hand with inspire shared vision. So if maybe I worked on inspiring a shared vision with those around me, they would want to try to help me with that vision. So I think that would be something good for me to work on. And where do I see myself as a leader 5 to 10 years from now? That is a tough question, I do have to say, but hopefully I've worked on enabling others to act and inspiring their shared vision with me. I always think of myself 5 to 10 years from now, most definitely done with college, kind of like in a career. As a leader though, I just hope that I can work on these qualities and reading more. So again, one of the quotes I just said, leaders are great leaders are readers. I'm not really one to pick up a book and just read. So I'm really gonna work on that and try to be better at just, learning more about what it is to work as with a leader or under a leader, kind of like things like that. Basically, in conclusion, overall, I found this book very impactful, not only for myself, for personal growth, but also for becoming a better leader. So I think that these 5 practices can be used with anything in your personal life. They don't just have to be you as a leader. So I think that that's what really helped me with this. All 5 of those practices really show me that they do work hand in hand and that they all balance each other out. So too much of one thing is really bad. So if you're too much into inspiring a shared vision, that's going to kind of make the others lack. And so you just want to make sure that you're never just kind of like overbearing one of the 5 practices with the others. So that was kind of my take on the book that we read. I truly did enjoy it, and I plan on, kind of diving back into it again. So I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you again for listening to what I had to say. You'll have a great day.